What's up, Chapelhill kids? Good to see you guys again. I am alive right here in my living room. And you're probably wondering, why are you in your living room? Why aren't you like at KP Studios? Well, I figured because you guys are at your house, I would come to you from my house. Just seems to make sense to me. Hey, if you're new with us or you haven't been tuning in this month, we are in a series called Block Party. If you've never been to a block party, never heard of a block party, it's really cool. It's basically like when your whole neighborhood gets together and they have like a celebration, like there's food or music and people are playing games together, and it's really, really fun. But the main focus of this month is we are talking about something that's really important to have in life, something that's really important to God. We're talking all about friendship. Friendship is using your words and actions to show others you care. Now, we look all throughout the Bible, and there are tons of stories all about why friendship is so important to have. Today's bottom line is really important. If you're not quite sure what our bottom line is, it's our main topic that we're talking about today. Today's bottom line is all about friendship, and it says, friends encourage one another. Friends encourage one another. I want you to think about a time where you felt really sad or you felt just really, really bad about something, and you just needed a friend to maybe pat you on the back and say, hey, it's gonna be okay. That's called encouragement. We all need it. We all sometimes are giving it, and sometimes we're in a situation where we really need that encouragement from a friend. We're gonna dive into encouragement and friendship a little bit more, but before we do, let's worship together. Get on your feet. I'm about to get on my feet because I'm sitting in a chair, and we're gonna worship together. Let's go.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized, here with you. Come on now. Now the start is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. Hands up! This is real love, this is real love. Say this is real love, this is real love. Into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. 1, 2, 3, jump!
Guys, great job worshiping. I was watching you physically through the TV and I was like, oh my goodness, they're so good at worshiping. This is so amazing. Actually, that's not true because that's impossible. But hey, today we're gonna be watching an awesome video about a kid named Robbie who helped orchestrate a situation to help a kid have an awesome birthday. And he's setting some encouragement to his friends. So let's check out this video right now.
Dear God, you know Lane? He's been here a few weeks and he's cool and all, but he's just really quiet. Anyway, everybody started talking about getting together at Sky Zone for a BOGO day. That's buy one, get one free. I was in the kitchen when we all started setting it up. Everybody texted that they were in. Flynn was in, Elliot, Q was super excited. Even Aiden was coming. We all were psyched. But in the middle of the group chat, I got this alert. Lane's birthday party. It was today. I don't know if his mom didn't know how to let anybody know, or if something went wrong, but nobody was gonna be there. God, there was something that just wasn't right. Lane hadn't really made many friends yet. I mean, we had talked, but I've never been over to his house or anything. So I asked my friends if we could change plans. At first, they weren't sure. But after a few texts, everybody was in. We realized we could do Sky Zone anytime. God, Lane's place was pretty cool. Games, cake, we actually had a lot of fun. I think Lane was really surprised. It was good to kind of get Lane into the group. And next week, we all go to Sky Zone. And Lane's coming too. Thanks, God, for showing me how to be a good friend to all my friends. Robbie.
What an incredible video. Man, Robbie did an incredible job at making sure that his friend felt encouraged and had an incredible birthday party. Have you ever been in a situation where you could lend a hand and you could encourage someone else? It's pretty amazing. Hey, today's Bible story is about two friends named Elijah and Elisha. I know that's super confusing. Their names are almost the same. Let's dive into today's Bible story about Elijah and Elisha. Let's go.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19.
For many years, God's people were ruled by kings who refused to listen to God. So God sent prophets to speak His words. One was a man named Elijah.
I serve the Lord.
Elijah did amazing things through God's power, like calling for rain after 3 years of drought and bringing a dead boy back to life. But being a prophet was a lonely, difficult life. After the evil queen Jezebel threatened his life, Elijah fled to Mount Horeb.
God, I've been committed to you, but the people have turned their backs on me. I am the only prophet left.
God already had an answer to Elijah's pleas. A friend.
Go back the way you came. Anoint Elisha from Abel-Meholah as the next prophet after you.
So Elijah tightened his belt and set out along the road. When he finally reached the town, he noticed several young men plowing with a dozen pair of oxen. And in the very last field, he noticed one of the young men struggling to keep his oxen in line.
Get up there, Ham. Move along, Burger.
God, is that Elisha? He's just a small town kid. What does he have? Does he have what it takes to be a prophet?
But God had chosen Elisha, so Elijah tramped through the muddy field to greet the young man.
Elisha.
Elisha blinked in surprise when he saw the prophet.
Whoa, Burger.
Elijah marched right up to Elisha and threw his very own cloak over the young man's shoulders. It was a sign that God had chosen Elisha to be Elijah's assistant.
Me? You're choosing me?
Elijah turned and walked away. Elisha dropped the reins and ran after.
Wait, just let me say goodbye to my family. Then I'll come with you.
Go right ahead. I'm not making you do anything.
Yes, sir.
Right then and there, Elisha broke apart his plow and used the wooden pieces to start a fire. He cooked a meal and called all his family and friends over to share it with him.
I'm leaving to travel with Elijah. Goodbye, everyone.
Then Elisha set out on the road beside Elijah.
I don't really know how to be a prophet, or even a prophet's assistant.
That's okay. You'll learn.
So over the years, Elisha followed Elijah everywhere as a close companion and good friend, and he watched and listened intently as Elijah spoke God's words to powerful kings and did incredible things. One day, Elisha and Elijah left the town of Gilgal on the way to Bethel, and they both knew that God was about to do something very breathtaking. God was going to take Elijah up to heaven.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Bethel.
Elisha wasn't about to leave his friend to go it alone.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
At Bethel, the same thing happened.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to Jericho.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
It happened once again in Jericho.
Stay here, Elisha. The Lord has sent me to the Jordan River.
As sure as the Lord and you are alive, I won't leave you.
You do realize you're repeating yourself.
Together, Elisha and Elijah reached the banks of the Jordan River. The waters flowed dark and deep. Elijah removed his coat and rolled it up, and then he struck the river. Immediately, the waters parted to the right and left. Elisha and Elijah walked across the river on dry ground. They reached the opposite bank.
Tell me, what can I do for you before I'm taken away?
Elisha didn't want to lose his friend and mentor, Elijah, but he'd learned many things in the last few years.
Please, give me a double share of the Spirit God has given you.
Only the Lord can do that. But if you see me when I'm taken away, that means you will receive what you've asked for.
Elisha nodded, and the two men walked on in silence. Suddenly, a wild wind whipped up, and a chariot and horses appeared, blazing with fire.
Elijah.
The flaming chariot flew down right between the two men. It caught up Elijah and carried him up to heaven, driven by a strong wind.
Elijah, you are like a father to me.
Elisha stared into the sky until the last breath of wind and the final hint of flame were gone. Then in great sorrow, he tore his own clothes.
My best friend is gone.
Glancing down at the ground, he saw Elijah's coat. Carefully, he picked it up.
I wonder.
Elisha hurried back to the bank of the Jordan River. Again, the water flowed hard and fast. On the opposite bank, a group of prophets from Jericho watched.
Look, there's Elisha. But where's Elijah?
Across the river, Elisha twisted up Elijah's coat. He called out in a loud voice,
Where is the power of the Lord? Where is the power of the God of Elijah?
Then Elisha struck the water just as Elijah had done. And just like what happened before, the waters parted to the right and left. The prophets from Jericho stared in amazement as Elisha crossed the river on dry land.
The Spirit God gave to Elijah has been given to Elisha.
It was true. Elisha had been faithful to follow and learn from Elijah for many years, and now God's Spirit was with Elisha just as it had been with his friend.
Wow, that was an awesome Bible story. Hey, let's dissect what we just learned. Not like dissect like you're gonna like dissect a frog. That's gross. What I mean is let's dive deep into this Bible story that we just watched. I have a few discussion questions, and let's dive in right now. This first one's gonna be an icebreaker, meaning it's just a question for fun. So here we go. If you could be a superhero, which special power would you choose to have and why? Question 2. Who were Elijah and Elisha? How did they serve God, and how did they help each other? Question 3. Our bottom line today is friends encourage one another. Have you ever encouraged a friend, or have they ever encouraged you? How did that make you and them feel? Hey, I hope you like these discussion questions, and I hope it made you guys think a little bit more about what we learned today. Hey, this is all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week as we continue our series, Block Party. And don't forget, friends encourage one another. So if you see a friend who needs some encouragement, send some encouragement their way. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.